So I recently have been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World. In fact, I beat the game just like maybe like about like 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I really got into the game recently, and I decided to make the most relevant thing in 2020 a tier list because this still matters apparently. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. As you can clearly see, I am out of ideas of what to do on the U of Tube nowadays. So we're doing this. Also, by the way, there's no Iceborne in this tier list because I'm too broke for that. Yeah, this tier list will be 100% totally factual. This is scientifically proven to be correct, and yeah. Anyway, we have the tiers right here: S, A, B, C, D, and no. This is just for stuff that I really hope dies in a fire. Yeah. If the monster is that bad to go in this tier, that means it doesn't deserve to exist. So let's begin with the first monster, Great Jagras. I feel like Great Jagras is an okay monster. Like he's the tutorial monster. He's nothing special. All he does is kind of roll around and eat stuff. I mean, yeah, he's the very first monster you fight. So let's cut him some slack. Let's just put him on C tier because he's okay. He's nothing special. He's nothing that bad. Next up, let's do Kuleyaku. Kuleyaku is I don't like this monster. I really don't like Kuleyaku. He's very not fun to fight. I don't know if this is only a problem for the weapon I played, because the weapon I played throughout my playthrough was in fact Insectlave, and a big problem with it when fighting Kuleyaku is that it has a lot of range. Okay, it's a very long weapon and it spins around it. It'll constantly hit the rock that he's holding, and it's very annoying. So it basically cancels me out of the top half of his body, which happens to be the weak point. And yeah. And it doesn't help that later on I fought the buffed version in order to get to the behemoth, and that was a nightmare, dude. He almost one-shot me multiple times and it was not fun. So for that, I'm gonna put Kuleyaku in D tier. I don't like fighting this guy. Next up, Puke Puke. I think Puke Puke is an okay monster to fight. He's the first monster you have that can inflict a status effect upon you, and it's kind of a small-ish jump from Kuleyaku in terms of like difficulty, and B tier. Next up, Barris. Barris, I kinda like Barris, honestly. I used to farm Barris on my very first playthrough. Not the playthrough that I beat the game, because I have multiple playthroughs, but I only beat the game on one character. And I used to farm Barris on another one of my characters, and I found Barris kind of fun. I find it satisfying to be able to break all his parts off, so I'm gonna put him in B tier. Next up, Geratodes. No, I don't like this guy. I don't think anyone likes this guy. He's a fish, and he tends to go to places that slow you down. He goes underwater. It's not fun to fight. So, yeah, there. Next up, Tobi Kadachi. Tobi Kadachi is a pretty cool monster for the early game. For that, he's gonna go in A tier. He's a pretty big spike from the previous monsters in terms of difficulty, and he's the first actual decent monster that can put up a fight against you, because like up until this point it's very unlikely that you'll be able to feint when you're fighting these first 5 monsters, because these are very easy monsters right here, and Tobi Kadachi is like kind of a big spike from them, and he has like a pretty advanced moveset for the early game. In my opinion, he moves pretty fast and can inflict like Thunder Blight on you, and with a lack of null berries, that might be a kind of a problem for you for the early game. So yeah, decent challenge, decent fight, A tier. Next up, Anjana. Anjana, I'm kind of torn whether to put him on A tier or on B tier, because I didn't like fighting this guy at first because I found him to be pretty hard, but eventually I found him to not be that hard because, you know, I got to late game and a lot of the monsters are 10 times harder than he is. I think, you know, he doesn't have anything that special about his moveset except breathing fire on you. So, for Anjana, I guess Anjanath can just go top B tier. Top B tier, yeah. That seems fit for Anjanath. Next up after Anjanath is Zora Magdaros. Now, I mean, there are technically 2 fights with Zora, but they're not really that different that I can put them on 2 different tiers. Zora is kind of boring, to say the least, to a lot of people, but in my opinion, Zora isn't really anything that bad, that offensive. I mean, like, he was very cool when I first got to him. He kind of blew my mind when I got to him. I didn't know he was that's how the fight would go against Zora, like shooting cannonballs at a large monster. Like that was kind of cool, you know. But like the shock factor is a huge part of it. Replaying the fight is not fun. Like farming Zora is not fun at all. So for that, I'm just gonna have to put him maybe top of C tier. Next up after Zora, Tsuyaku. Tsuyaku's amazing. Yeah, no, just to say that Tsuyaku is amazing. But I'm gonna have to put him on S tier. I mean, who doesn't like Tsuyaku? You know, all he does is like, Tsuyaku's main purpose in life is to walk into like a fight with like any monster, flash them, and walk away. Like, it's just amazing, dude. I would never fight this guy if I didn't have to. Oh yeah, I missed Rathian, didn't I? Yeah, Rathian exists. I completely forgot Rathian exists. I don't like Rathian. Rathian is not a fun fight. She can poison you, and she walks on you, the walk damages you. It's not fun. D tier, bottom of D tier. Next up, Paolamu. Paolamu is pretty mundane. Like, it's probably like one of the most forgettable fights in the game, in my opinion. Like, it's nothing too bad, but it's really forgettable. Like, a lot of times you don't really find yourself farming Paolamu. Like, I'm not sure if the set is good or not. I haven't played that much other weapons, but I never really made anything from this person, and the fight is kind of boring. It's kind of annoying when she flies everywhere, so I'm just gonna put Paolamu at the top of D tier. Next up, Radhaban. Radhaban is an okay fight. Like, I don't really see anything wrong with Radhaban, except that he goes through my sharpness incredibly fast. But other than that, he's nothing too offensive. Like, he just rolls around and breaking his stuff is very satisfying to do. I kind of like him. I'm gonna put him at bottom of B tier. Next up, Legiana. Legiana might be a Tale of Two Star. I don't know. What's the saying called? Tale of Two Stars? I don't know, dude. But your experience with Legiana might be a bit different depending on what weapon you played. As I said, I played Insect Glaive in my playthrough, and the fact that she was like flying around, it wasn't that big of an issue for me. I could just like do aerials and get the mount or whatever. You can like flash pod. I think you can flash pod her. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. But then again, I don't really find Legiana to be that annoying of a fight, because a lot of my friends think Legiana's kind of annoying. So yeah, I'm just gonna put Legiana over here, right next to Tobi Kadachi, right under Tobi Kadachi. Great Jiros. Great Jiros is kind of underrated in my opinion. Like, he's kind of forgettable, but he's not really a bad fight. He's decent. He's nothing that special, but he's not bad. He kind of just has like a basic moveset, but I kind of like him, so top of C tier. Next up, Odogaron. Now, I farmed a lot of Odogarons. I honestly got kind of tired of fighting this guy, because you know, he's not the most fun thing to fight in the game, to be honest. He kind of just like runs around everywhere, and yeah. I'm kind of torn between Odogaron. When I first got to him, he was cool, but then I farmed like 15 Odogarons, and I kind of got bored of him. I guess he's decent, top of C tier. Okay, after Odogaron, we have Rathalos. Yeah, Rathalos. Rathalos is, yeah, I kind of like Rathalos, except I tried trapping him once, and it was the most annoying thing because he kept flying over the trap. But the fight itself is pretty fun. It's like the first dragon boss you fight, I guess. I think like the first wyvern. No, it's Rathian. It's Rathian. I'm stupid. But Rathalos is, yeah, he's cool. He's one of like the first like really big monsters that you fight. He's like one of the first pretty intense fights that you have. Rathalos, I guess, bottom of A tier in my opinion. Next, we have Diablos. Diablos is kind of annoying. He kind of digs around, and he's kind of not that fun to fight in my opinion. He's okay. Diablos is okay. I'm just gonna put him maybe below Great Jiros. That's where Diablos is. Actually, no. I'm gonna put him right above Great Jiros, right next to Odogaron. Black Diablos, on the other hand, is no. No. This guy's no tier. This guy has crazy one-shot potential, and you're supposed to fight him before Elder Dragons. And he's harder than Elder Dragons. Like, I fought him with Nergigante gear, and he was still one-shotting me. It's stupid. So just no. Just put no. I'm gonna put him right here. I don't know. I haven't fought him late game, but my experience with him was not fun. I didn't like fighting him. But you guys know who I didn't like fighting more than Black Diablos? Pink Rathian. I really hope this guy dies. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. this is one of the worst monsters in my opinion. It's one of the worst fights in the game. It's just a souped up version of the normal Rathian, you know, except the walk. There's like a lot more damage. It can stun you, you can get stun locked by the walk, you can get killed by the walk, you can get poisoned, you can get killed by the walk kills you. The walk is the worst part, you know, she spams the walk and you can die to it. It's stupid, you can't do anything, and your Palico, you just stands there. You're stunned, you know, hit me out of the stun, dude. No, the Palico just stands there. The Palico is stupid. So yeah, for that reason alone, I'm gonna have to put it on no tier. Next up, after Pink Rathian, I think it's Dodogam. Is it Dodogam? Yeah, it is. Dodogam is kind of like... Dodogam is kind of meh. It's okay. Dodogam is okay. I'm gonna put it right next to Jiros, I guess. Same with Uragan. I'm gonna put Uragan right over here. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it below Dodogam, because I don't like the rolling thing. Lavasioth is a big no. Geratodus was bad enough to fight in the water, but this guy you have to fight in the lava, you know, with constant chip damage on your health, even with cool drinks, you know, it's kind of a doozy to fight in the lava. So yeah, let's put that there. Okay, now we get to Elder Dragons. Nergigante, S tier. One of, if not the best fights in the game. I really like fighting Nergigante, no matter how many times I fight him. He's a very fun monster to fight, and yeah, I really love fighting him. Kushala Dayora, no tier. I don't like fighting this guy. He is one of the most annoying monsters to fight in the game. Maybe not as annoying as Pink Rathian, but very close. Kushala he flies so much. Even with my aerial attacks, he's very annoying to hit. He's a very long and boring fight until the last phase where he spams the map with tornadoes and you can get stun locked by it. You can get caught in between two tornadoes and there's no way out for you. You just need to faint. You just die, man. It's not a good time fighting him. I don't want to fight him if I don't have to. Teostra. I initially didn't like Teostra that much, but then after fighting him again, I think he's not that bad. I'm just gonna put him maybe above Geratodus. Like, he's okay. He's an okay fight. He's nothing that bad. His one shot, it has a very big tail to it, so you can run away. A lot of the things I think can be nullified with Cool Drink. I'm not sure about like the thing he has around his body, but you just kind of get used to it. He's not that hard to fight, and yeah. Valhazak. Valhazak is one of the most disappointing fights, in my opinion, in the game. I don't really hate Valhazak, but he is very easy. He's probably like the easiest Elder Dragon in the game. I'd say he's around Puke difficulty of easy. Like, this man is easy. Maybe I'm just gonna put him over bottom of C tier. Yeah, bottom of C tier. That's where Valhazak goes. You know, it just kind of sucks because he looks so cool, but then he is stupid easy. A lot of his moves can get nullified or like, you know, nullified, yeah, by Nullberry. Because you should have a lot of Nullberries if you're at this point in the game, because depending on which order you fight the Elder Dragons, Valhazak might be the last boss before endgame, so yeah, it's kind of disappointing if you fight him at that point in the game, so yeah. Azure Rathalos. He's nothing that different from normal Rathalos. I'm just gonna put him right below normal Rathalos. Because yeah, he's just there. Devil Joe. I'm not a big fan of Devil Joe. I tried soloing this guy, it took me 40 minutes and it was pretty boring. This guy's moveset is nothing that special. He just kind of flops around and yeah. Devil Joe maybe top of D tier. Basil Geese. I kinda like Basil Geese actually. He's a pretty cool monster, except he kinda bombs the place, but I don't know, I just kinda like him. He's cool. Right here, below Diablos. That's where Basil Geese is. Kirin. Contrary to popular opinion, I actually really like Kirin. A lot of people find Kirin kinda annoying, but I really like fighting him. I really enjoyed fighting Kirin, and I don't know why. His lightning was cool. Like, dodging it was like not that hard. It's like the tails were really long, and you know, it was cool fighting like a lightning unicorn. Like, why wouldn't you want to? Maybe below Tobi Kadachi. Actually, no. Maybe top of A tier. Yeah, Kirin is top of A tier. Now, Zenojiva. Zenojiva is kind of boring. He's a very long fight. I can't speak English, dude. Zenojiva is a very long fight. I mean, like, he is the final boss of the game, but it's a very long fight with him, and yeah, he has a lot of defense. Kind of a bore to fight him. I wouldn't want to farm him, but he looks pretty cool. So gonna put him below Anjana right here. Now we have the endgame monsters, Kulvitaros. Now, I don't have that much experience with Kulvitaros. I tried soloing him. My friend said don't, but you know, I kind of have to solo him if I'm gonna express my opinion on him. So he's just like a walking damage. No, I'm sorry. She is just a walking damage sponge. I don't want to offend anyone because I know the Kulvitaros is supposed to be a girl. But yeah, she is just a walking damage sponge. You just drop boulders on her head for the entire fight and collect like the stuff. I think that's what you do, honestly, because that's what I did the few times I did the siege. So just like right here above Geratodus. I don't like Behemoth. Behemoth is not fun to fight. He has the same problem with Kushala, where he spams Nados around the map and you get caught in between them, and it doesn't help that this guy has a one-shot that you have to dodge, that you can only dodge depending on whether he plays down a rock or not. So gonna put him a note here right below Black Diablos. Lunastra. I actually kinda like Lunastra's moveset. A lot of people hate Lunastra for some reason. I kinda like her moveset. It's cool. Her moveset is cool. Maybe I'm just gonna put her below Basil Geese. Yeah. Leshen. Leshen is kinda cool. He teleports around, and you know, he's from The Witcher, so he has that edge to him. He's very edgy. He's an edgy boss, so yeah. Bottom of B tier. Actually, no, I'm gonna put him above Puke. Ancient Leshen. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I haven't fought Ancient Leshen yet. Yeah, because I told you, this list is 100% factual. I'm not HR 50 yet. I can't fight him. But I wanted to get this video out, so I'm just making it right now. I mean, not fighting one monster wouldn't hurt, right? And I mean, I bet he's not that different from normal Leshen, except he's kind of buffed, so I'm just gonna put him below normal Leshen. And yeah, that's the tier list. I hope you all enjoyed that. That's my 100% factual Monster Hunter World tier list.